Here's Love to the end zone. Diving catch. What a catch it is by Kraft for the score.
My NFL fans, more specifically, my Packers fans, how we doing, baby? Week 7 in the books. If you guys haven't checked out my NFL Week 7 trending topics video from yesterday, please go do so. Go show that some love, give a comment, and stop right here. Subscribe to the channel. Help me blow this thing up so I can make bigger and better content. It's so easy, just tap the screen. For my Packers fans, 5-2 in the toughest division in football, with the Lions and the Vikings at 5-1, the Bears at 4-2 because they have the bye. This division is a monster, but the Packers keep finding ways to win. They beat the Texans at home 24-23 in a nail-biter. Jeff Hafley, got to give this guy his flowers week in and week out. This guy is a whole botanical garden by this point. He dialed up the pressure on CJ Stroud and forced him to have his worst game of his career. 10 for 21, just 86 yards in that potent offense, and 0 touchdowns for Stroud. When the Packers sent 5 or more pass rushers, they only did it 17.2% on Stroud's dropbacks. But they pressured him 51.7% of the time. You talk about a scheme. Jeff Hafley gives you a scheme. Eric Wilson and Edge Cooper flying around the football field. Wilson with 2 sacks. They were key disruptors in this football game. The Packers defense played spectacularly. They held the line at the end of the game. Bend don't break. Kai Fairburn jacks up the field goal, and the Packers go to work. Contrary to last year when the Packers faced adversity and weren't the best and played a sloppy game, last year through the first 8 to 9 weeks, they couldn't get it done. This Packers team finds a way to get it done. That's what good football teams do. They find a way to win the game when things aren't totally going your way. Jordan Love in this game. First of all, let me give you this stat. Let me preface this for my cheeseheads out there. In his first 22 career starts, 45 touchdowns. That's more than Brett Favre, Bart Starr, and Aaron Rodgers. So J Love continues to be the truth. The Texans defense was without a few key members of their team, 2 of their best tackling linebackers, starting safety Jimmy Ward and cornerback Lassiter. They were without a number of key guys in the defense, but it's still a formidable Texans team, and DeMeco Ryans is still a hell of a head coach. So I take this as a really good win for the Packers. And to hone in on Love here, 24 for 33, 220 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 2 picks. Here's where I get into the Love thing. He really is a mix of Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre. With his off-platform throws, his back shoulder fade throws that are dimes a lot of the time, he also possesses that Favre characteristic of the interceptions. Thus far this year, he's got 8 interceptions. He's got a pick in each of his 5 games that he's played in this season. First drive, second or third play, Jalen Petrie gets a hand in as he tries to force a ball to Romeo Doubs, and it's intercepted by Hewitt. The other pick that he had, the Packers were up 14-13, and he just lofts one to Christian Watson. He was getting pressured. He has a bit of a problem with this. When getting pressured, he just slings it. Rodgers would take the sacks. Favre would sling it. He's definitely a mix of both. Obviously, you learn from Rodgers. Rodgers learned from Favre. But you didn't have to force that ball to Watson. That ball gets intercepted. That's 2 interceptions right there. That's sloppy play. A lot of the time, when Love just throws it up there, he's getting pressured. He's got to find a way to realize the situation, realize you don't need to throw that ball. Just get out of the pocket, take the sack, throw the ball away if a receiver is within the range. You don't have to force it. Looking at the end of the game, Love tries to force a ball for no reason when the Packers are in field goal range to win the game. He drove the field, got them into range with Dobbs and company, and he tries to force a ball to Wicks when he got pressured. And thank God Wicks goes up for it. It's a contested play, and it was incomplete. And then Brandon McManus, our new kicker, 45-yarder, boom. He splits the uprights for the win. But Love could have costed the Packers the game there. Let's say if they had a safety lurking back there. So just on those sort of plays, he's got to make better decisions. He's got to clean up the turnovers because Well, I'll go back to the Favre comp. You know, Brett Favre in key games in 2007 in the NFC Championship game against the Giants, one of the coldest games, he threw that costly pick that cost the Packers a trip to the Super Bowl. When he was a Viking, he threw that costly interception to the Saints and cost the Vikings a trip to the Super Bowl in 2009. So you want to see Love sort of fix those things, especially moving forward, because when you do get to the big games, you can't have that. I mean, looking at Favre, though, the guy's a top 10 quarterback all time, and he threw 331 interceptions, the most all time. He also tossed 508 touchdowns. So it's kind of devil's advocate with Brett Favre, and we're kind of seeing that with Jordan Love. So you'd like to see him clean it up, but he made some really good throws in this game. And if he can clean up the interceptions, moving forward, the Packers, they're a hell of a unit. His first touchdown pass to Tucker Kraft was an absolute threaded dime. It's like a throw where you say only Aaron Rodgers can make that play. Only Aaron Rodgers can make that throw, but Jordan Love, he's able to make it happen. He zipped it in there to a diving Tucker Kraft. Hell of a catch by him. The second play of the game, he uses that Rodgers awareness. He calls hike before D'Amico Ryans can challenge the previous play, and he ends up getting a dime in the breadbasket to Dontavian Wicks for his second strike of the day. So really like the polished throws that I can continue to see from Love. He's a leader. He drove them down the field for the game-winning field goal. What do you guys think about this Packers team now sitting at 5-2? Drop your comments in the comment section below.